Guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'll be reviewing Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night is a new TV special that will be premiering on Disney Plus, and it finally brings Werewolf by Night as well as some other characters into the MCU. And I love that it explores the more supernatural and dark elements of the Marvel Universe. And I'm really interested in how that's going to play into the whole thing because that's one of the things I really liked about Moon Knight. It felt very different, it felt very unique, and almost felt slightly detached from everything else. And this feels the same way. And I'll have to say right away that I'm going to have a little bit of spoilers in this review. I'm going to try and have it as spoiler free as I possibly can, but I really recommend almost you going into it not knowing anything about it, not knowing anything about these characters, about who they are and this world that they live in, because I think it's enjoyed really not knowing what to expect from it. So the thing that I love the most about this special, and I have to say right off the bat that I absolutely love this special, is that it is an homage to Universal monsters in that era of Hollywood, the 30s and 40s, that classic time, kind of the golden age, if you will, of Hollywood. It's something that I loved watching with my grandfather when I was growing up, and it really brought back that nostalgia for me in particular, whether it be the sound design, the set design, the overall filming of it being in that black and white and capturing that atmosphere. It did such a good job of emulating that, but using modern technology so that it still looks really crisp and clean in this like digital age, but it really captures the essence of what those movies were. And I think a lot of people will be really pleasantly surprised by that. So this special follows Jack Russell, otherwise known as Werewolf by Night, who's played by Gael Garcia Bernal, and he's going to this Bloodstone Manor. They're having all these different monster hunters, these really eclectic and really interesting individuals coming together at this hunting ground to kind of claim the Bloodstone. Their leader has passed away, and he's created this almost tournament, if you will, where they need to capture this creature, they need to kill this creature to claim the Bloodstone and become the new leader of their kind of hunting group. Quickly discovered that there's a twist going on. There's obviously something a little different going on with our main character because of who he is, and if you know who he is, obviously it won't be that big of a twist, but I do think the way that he changes into who he is, if you will, and the look of it, the practical effects of it, I absolutely loved it. And the fact that this was shot in black and white, I feel like gave Disney and Marvel a little more license to make it a little bit darker, a little grittier. There's actually people getting their arms ripped off. There's blood that's splattering on the screen. But since it's in black and white, you're able to get away with a little bit more. And I thought like the very visceral and intense nature of it, I think it really excelled at what it was trying to do. We'll talk about one character who's introduced in this, and I believe he might have been in the trailers. I feel like most people know that he's in this at this point. So if you don't want to know anything about it, you might want to click off now. But I want to talk about one of my favorite characters from the Marvel Universe, and that is the Man-Thing. He is in this, and I love the way he looks. He looks just like how I remember him from the comic books, and they did such a cool job of making him, in a way, a little bit of a comic relief, but it's really opening up the door for a lot of possibilities. His interactions with tons of different characters and heroes and monsters throughout the Marvel universe will really make it possible for this to kind of bridge the gap, I feel. Even get like almost like a dark universe type Marvel universe inside of it, because I think you can introduce some of these characters because of him. He's a really interesting character and his lineage back to how he was originated and that link with kind of Captain America, if you will. So I love that it opens up these possibilities. I think he looked really good. I think the CG was really solid, and especially when it was in black and white, you don't notice it all. It does have a ending where things kind of change. You get some technicolor that comes in. I think that's a cool reveal as well. It's not really a twist or anything. It just kind of transitions to color by the end of it. And I think that was a really cool transition that kind of takes it from this standalone, almost spooky Halloween Universal Monsters thing to like the modern kind of MCU look. And I love that transition at the end. I think it will work seamlessly into if they want to continue with this character. So overall, I really loved Werewolf by Night. I love how they brought all this into the Marvel universe. I love the look of it. I love the homage to classic Universal monsters and all those movies from the 30s and 40s. I love the set design. I think the acting is solid. I think the sound design, the music is really great. Everything about it and what they're trying to do with it, I think exceeds anything I could have expected it to be. So honestly, if I were to rate this, I'd have to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I personally really liked it. Maybe there's some bias because I like the characters and I do really enjoy this era of Hollywood. It's something that I grew up watching with my grandfather, like I said. So I think if you're a fan of that kind of style, if you're a fan of classic Hollywood, if you're a fan of the 30s and 40s monsters features, if you're a fan of Man-Thing or Werewolf by Night or kind of the more dark and seedy sides of Marvel, I think you'll definitely enjoy it. When you check out Werewolf by Night, let me know what you thought about it. Did you enjoy as much as I did? Like I said, incredible surprise. Perfect to be in like the nice little October season. It's great going into the Halloween season to have this cool little mini special. I'm hoping they do more of these. I know they've done some in the past. I think we have like a Guardians one coming up. So I really would love to see how we can integrate these specials onto Disney Plus and have these really like unique little experiences. So again, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.